In the upper left, in the blue, from Korea, he is
Gosu Crew, Dark.
All right, watch this, Roddy. I'm gonna show you the intro.
All right.
In the bottom right, in the red, from Poland, he is Lego, my...
Ego Esports, Elazer.
I had to try.
I like the alive one better, Nick.
The live one is just never gonna be topped. All of esports was leading up to that moment.
So Cyber Forest is of course the smallest map that we have in this map pool of StarCraft 2. I actually really like the approach of Elazer to go for the bigger maps at first, because I understand being worried about the aggression of Dark. And I think back of that opening as well, right? Like, that is not an opening that Elazer is uncomfortable with. Like, 27 drones, and then the Zerg makes a lot of links and banes. Is that supposed to get a hatchery kill? No, absolutely not. But that's just Dark truly being Dark. And that's just where his execution is so incredibly good. And it's really hard to put it in words or to focus on one specific thing. Like, what is Dark doing so well that allows Elazer to make, or that forces Elazer to make this many mistakes? And it's just the Ling movement, the Baneling movement. It's like, it's kind of like a boxer, right? That's just feinting a lot. And at one point, you don't even know which hits are going to be real anymore. And that's kind of what's happening in those early stages of ZVZ. Dark is just so good in running around, keeping his units alive, and then eventually he will find an opening.
Would you say that there is, I mean, I think we can both agree there's an error in decision-making on Elazer's part when you get into like mid-game and late game, but would you say that there is an error in opening play here from Elazer? Should he really not, should he be trying to play around anything ordinary? Because in every game, Elazer is just the guy who's been reacting to what Dark's doing. Dark, the game starts up and Dark just does his strategy, and then we see if Elazer lives through it or not.
Well, strategy-wise, I actually like the builds of Elazer a lot more than I like the builds of Dark. It's just that Dark seems to be the better player, which is obviously something we were aware of. But sometimes a better strategy can actually carry you very far. So I don't mind the openings of Elazer, because I don't think that Elazer should try to start outplaying Dark in like the Ling Bane phase and stuff, because that just doesn't go very well in general for non-Korean Zergs, unless your name is Seoul perhaps. But Tasteless, maybe he's listening. He's going to switch things up. Look at that Roach Warren.
This is what I was actually hoping, or at least not necessarily this exact strategy, but this idea, right? Taking the initiative. One of the things about Dark, and one of the reasons why we see him, especially in ZVZ, open up aggressively in game one, is because it makes the other player respond to what he's doing. He has to actually react here. In this game, Elazer's going to push out immediately with these roaches. Okay, I actually thought he wasn't going to get it for a second. But the Rock would block the Queen for a second there. He gets that first Overlord.
Yeah, that's massive, right? Because it also denies information, of course. But I also feel like it's sometimes a tell. You're playing on Cyber Forest, it's a tiny map, and suddenly two Queens come out to push away an Overlord. It's like, well, I wonder, you know, are you going to try to attack me? It seems that Dark is expecting something among these lines, because that's 18 Zerglings already on the way. And obviously the Lynx, they can start surrounding roaches one by one, and they can also counterattack and potentially deal a lot of damage. So Elazer's going to have to be very careful, but so far Dark is actually in the
Lego.
Dark, damn it!
Sorry. No, look, we're gonna have to see. I thought I had another shot. I thought you were setting me up for something. I didn't know. We have the Roaches coming forward now. Now we want to watch for this Ling counterattack, because the Lings are going to deal damage faster than the Roaches are going to in their counterattack. And so we have these drones on hold position here as these Queens are going to get surrounded here. And now the Roaches are going to come in. Now, Dark needs to use everything at his disposal to try to hang on, because there's a lot of muscle here with these Roaches. The Queens are just trying to buy time, rotating around the hatchery.
I mean, Dark has already done a lot of damage, way more than Elazer, but Elazer does still have a lot of roaches. I mean, that's a force that's very hard to clean up, especially if the roaches are in the choke point, like they are here on the ramp. But Elazer's gonna be careful. He needs to do way more damage than he's done so far, but I really like what he's doing there. He's zoning Dark out of his own base.
Yeah, he's actually locked him out, and of course, with surface area being the most important thing to watch for in Roach versus Zergling, the fact that these Zerglings are not getting good surrounds here means the Roaches are getting premium damage off, and that forces Dark to use some of his drones to try to help defend.
That was actually so sick by Elazer. He handled that so incredibly well.
Good.
The Roaches are starting to run very low on HP, but there is more where that came from. There are more Roaches out on the map somewhere, and look at the worker count.
Oh, wow.
Elazer is up 6 workers, and he's about to kill way more drones. Dark is in a ton of trouble.
And this might be an area here by Dark to try to actually salvage this location down here. These Lynx, not enough of them to actually try to fight these Roaches at all. He's going to come down here and pounce on top of the Spark Crawler. It does not look like a Transfuse is going to allow him to last in this for very much longer, and this is going to allow Elazer Elazer to immediately barrel into the main and kill the workers. GG, Elazer takes game 4.
Well, Tasteless, he listened to you. He took some of that initiative. You can see, I love his reactions after he takes a map. Very happy with that. Obviously, very stressful situation.